Hello, this is Stephen Whitfield with Drilling Contractor here at the IADC Drilling Engineers Committee Q1 2002 Technology Forum. With me right now is Brett Schellenberg, Director of Controls and Automation at Nabors. Mr. Schellenberg spoke at the Tech Forum and was a panelist at the Q&A at the end of it. So, Brett, thank you so much for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
So your presentation focused a lot on the digital transformation, and one of the things you brought up was the evolution of the driller's role in the digital transformation. Could you explain what you see that evolution as being?
Yeah, so ultimately I think the driller's role today, one major part of that is still managing a crew of 5 to 6 women on location and making sure that everyone is safe and following the processes and operational procedures that are happening on location. But as we begin to automate different processes that are happening, whether it's tripping pipe, drilling a stand down, running casing, I think we're now asking our drillers to better communicate with the organization, opportunities that we have to build automation and processes and sequences that we can then expand out to the rest of the organization. So we want to take their best practices on a single location, and we want to scale that to the rest of the organization and the industry.
Another thing kind of addressed was risk. And I want to ask, what risk does the driller face as we move into an increasingly digital ecosystem?
Yeah, so the analogy that I used in the forum earlier as it relates to automation. So I can remember one of my junior high teachers telling me that we won't have a calculator in our pocket, so it's important that we learn how to do math problems on paper. And so I think we need to think about this in the same way. Well, we certainly have a cell phone in our pocket now where we have the world's information available to us, but from time to time we may run out of cell phone battery, we may leave our cell phone at the house, and so it's still important that we can navigate maybe without Google Maps or without Apple Maps from one place to another. I think it's still important that we understand the fundamentals, and I think a way that we mitigate that is kind of, number one, understanding that, and then training to that. And then I think one of the good things that will come from that is that we will better understand what we're doing downhole so that we can better communicate what technologies can help us improve that process in the future.
Something that's been the talk of the industry for years and years and years is this great crew change. Yeah. And one thing you discussed here at the forum was the importance of the industry in leveraging the great crew change. So I guess I would have to ask, what is leveraging the great crew change? How does the industry do that? And what does that lead to?
So one of the interesting things that I learned in this forum is that categorically and quantitatively, the great crew change has almost already happened. And Dr. Samuel brought that up, and I thought that was a very interesting point. And what he said that we are currently in the process of is the great crew reshuffle. And I think that was a very interesting point. And so I think what we all ought to think about right now is how we can best leverage resources that are already in our organization and repurpose those resources elsewhere to better suit and provide value to our organizations. We talked about product groups and how we have directional drillers that are working alongside software and controls developers to better automate slide drilling. And so I think using the expertise that we have is going to be a really great way of leveraging existing talent in our organizations.
Well, Brett, thank you again for taking the time to speak with me here at the forum. This has been a fascinating educational forum here, and there's a lot going on that the industry is certainly going to be paying attention to. So thanks again for taking the time.
Thank you.
And thank you for visiting Drilling Contractor.